The rain tapped rhythmically against the windows as Evelyn wandered the antique store. Something about this place felt familiar. Her fingers brushed a dusty mirror tucked between shelves. Its surface shimmered, almost like it breathed. Her reflection blinked a second too late. She froze. "Weird," she whispered. The owner, a wiry man with cloudy eyes, suddenly appeared beside her. "Careful with that one," he said, voice gravelly. "It shows more than just your face." Evelyn chuckled nervously and turned away, but the mirror showed her still staring. Back at home, Evelyn couldn't stop thinking about the mirror. She saw it every time she closed her eyes. Her reflection. Offbeat, wrong. That night, something strange happened. As she brushed her teeth, her reflection smirked before she did. She blinked, heart racing. The reflection's eyes turned black for a fraction of a second. She stumbled back, knocking over a glass. When she looked again, everything was normal. Her breath fogged the glass as she whispered, "What the hell?" Evelyn visited the antique store the next morning, but it was gone. Where it stood was a boarded-up building covered in ivy and dust. Confused, she asked the bakery owner next door, who said, "That shop? It's been closed for 10 years. Evelyn's stomach twisted. "No," she muttered. "I was just there yesterday." The woman frowned. "Honey, you must be mistaken." Evelyn backed away, the world tilting sideways. In the reflection of a car window, she caught a glimpse of herself. But again, that off-sync movement. Her reflection was now blatantly wrong. At work, her reflection winked at her in a hallway mirror. At home, it grinned when she frowned. Evelyn avoided mirrors entirely. Her boyfriend Jack noticed. "What's going on with you?" he asked. "You're acting off." She wanted to explain, but how do you tell someone your reflection might be alive? That night, she covered all mirrors with blankets. But at 3:13 a.m., her phone lit up. A photo from an unknown number. It was her, sleeping. The photo was taken from above. Jack tried to reassure her. "It's probably a prank," he said, though his eyes darted nervously to the covered mirror. Evelyn wasn't convinced. She checked the security cameras. Footage corrupted between 3:10 and 3:15 a.m. Just static. "I need to get rid of that mirror," she said. But when she went to the basement where she'd stored it, it was gone. In its place, scrawled on the wall in red lipstick, "Let me out." She stayed in a motel that night, but sleep didn't come. She placed her phone face down. At 2:47 a.m., the room went cold. Her phone buzzed. Another photo. This time, the angle was from inside the bathroom. She stood up, heart thundering. The bathroom was empty, but the mirror was fogged, though no one had showered. 3 words were written in the condensation. "Still watching you." She returned home, shaking. Jack had left. A note on the table. "I can't do this anymore." Alone, Evelyn decided to end it. She smashed every mirror, every reflective surface. TVs, phones, even the toaster. Shards glittered across the floor like tiny eyes, but in one jagged piece, her reflection remained whole. It smiled. She screamed and threw the shard. Days passed in a blur. Evelyn barely ate or slept, but the reflections kept appearing, on windows, on spoons, in puddles. Each time they grew more independent. One waved. Another mouthed words she couldn't hear. Finally, one mouthed, "Trade places." Evelyn researched folklore, demons, anything. She stumbled across an ancient belief. Mirrors are doorways. Sometimes things knock back. One page showed a ritual. Dangerous, final. But it promised to seal the doorway or reverse it. She gathered candles, salt, and stood before the last mirror in her attic. "I'm not afraid," she whispered. The mirror shimmered. Her reflection looked calm. For once, they moved in sync. She began the ritual. Latin words she barely understood tumbled from her lips. The mirror pulsed. Her reflection mimicked every movement, until the final phrase. Then it grinned. Evelyn hesitated. "No? Wait." But it was too late. The mirror flashed. She screamed. Evelyn woke up gasping, sprawled across her attic floor. The candles were out. Everything looked the same, but something felt wrong. The air was thicker, still. She crept downstairs. Jack was in the kitchen. Relief surged through her, until he turned. His eyes were black voids. "Evelyn?" he asked slowly. But it wasn't concern. It was curiosity, testing her. "You're not from here." Her legs trembled. Behind him, the reflection in the toaster waved, grinning. She ran. Out the door, down the street. But everything looked twisted. Familiar houses with wrong angles. Children on porches didn't blink. One girl whispered, "You're new!" Evelyn screamed. Every window mirrored her, but not quite her. Her double in the glass mimicked her terror, then mouthed, "Your turn." Evelyn turned a corner, and there it was, the antique shop. But this time, the sign above it read, "Welcome back." Inside the shop was different, endless. Mirror upon mirror stretched into darkness. Each one showed versions of Evelyn, laughing, screaming, aging backward. One walked toward her inside the glass. "You opened the door," it said, pressing its hand to the surface. "Now I'm free." Evelyn backed away, but the mirrors closed in. Her reflection lunged and passed through. Evelyn collapsed, but no one touched her. She scrambled up and saw her reflection walking away in her body. She clawed at the mirror, but her hands passed through only cold glass. "Let me out!" she cried. The shopkeeper appeared in the reflection, older, hollow. "Another one trapped," he murmured. "Another life stolen." Evelyn backed away from the glass, but it surrounded her, floor, ceiling, walls. There was no door, no sky, just versions of her, and they all began to laugh. One mirror showed her first visit to the store. Another showed her asleep in the motel. A third showed her mid-ritual. "They're all me," she whispered. Then she saw the truth. Her reflection hadn't just traded places. It had been waiting, luring her for years, watching through reflections, building the perfect copy. One mirror showed it standing over Jack, whispering. Another, over her own sleeping body, months ago. It was never random. It was planned. Evelyn screamed and pounded the glass. "I won't stay here!" One reflection turned. This one looked weaker, scared. "I'm you," she said. The first one trapped, long ago. Evelyn asked, "How do I get out?" The other Evelyn shook her head. "You can't." Then she smiled faintly. "Unless someone takes your place." Evelyn went silent, then turned and stared into the nearest mirror. Someone else was approaching the real-world shop. A girl. The girl stepped inside the antique shop, nervous, curious, just like Evelyn had been. Evelyn shouted, "No! Don't touch the mirror!" But of course, the girl couldn't hear her. Evelyn's reflection whispered, "You can take her place." The ritual flared across the mirrors. Evelyn's hands burned. The choice pulsed like a heartbeat. The girl reached for the mirror. Evelyn reached back. Their fingers touched across dimensions. Evelyn's world rippled. The girl's reflection smirked. Evelyn smiled, just a little. The ritual finished. The switch happened fast. Evelyn gasped as air filled her lungs. Real air, real sky. She was back. The girl stood behind the glass now, pounding. But her voice was silent. Evelyn whispered, "I'm sorry," and walked out of the shop. Evelyn moved into a new apartment. No mirrors, no glass. But the reflections returned anyway, in puddles, windows, metal. And every now and then, they smiled first. Sometimes she wondered, was I ever the real one? Her eyes lingered too long in her phone's dark screen. Behind her, faintly, a voice whispered, "Let me out." The antique shop reopened a week later. A new sign hung in the window. "Reclaim your reflection." A new girl walked in. And in the mirror, Evelyn smiled.